Because you didn't say anything about Biden's use of policies that we might not have found Christian.
Whoa, they're actually saying it out loud now? I'm glad that they're admitting that they basically said nothing about Biden's policies that were unchristian. I mean, the fact that you even have to say this when you've condemned partiality so much on your show is really revealing. You guys are admitting that your critics were right about your bias, hypocrisy, and now you're going to defend it. This should be interesting.
Do you lose the right to say anything about Trump?
Ah, yes, the Phil Vischer filter, at it again. He's twisting the criticism so it says something it doesn't say so that they have an easy out and an excuse. We're not saying that you can't critique Trump. We're saying that you're not consistent, and it really seems like your fruit exposes your priorities.
The difference for me is the energizing of an evangelical base, the approval of a large number of evangelicals, and then the employment of explicitly Christian language.
That happens with liberal Christians all the time. It's so well documented, you'd be irresponsible not to do a Google search about it right now. So let me understand your framework here. Evangelical Christians are a voting base that you want to change. And that change, whether you guys would like to admit it or not, is more towards the left, or even away from Trump, which means you are engaging in the culture war. You can't have it both ways when you're angry that they're a voting bloc for one side, but then your solution is to make them helpful to the other side. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Ironically, studies have shown that conservatives are less politically obsessed than liberals. Beyond the media putting a microscope under conservatives, I think one reason we bash them is because there's just more to choose from. I mean, statistically, there aren't that many liberal Christians out there because liberalism leads people away from the faith. Yeah, that Methodist pastor has political idolatry, but there's like 5 people listening to her anyway. Either way, why don't you critique people like that? Is it because there's not many of them? Or are you afraid to? I mean, are you going to say they're not Christians like you? Are they not part of your tribe?
And Christ is king in the bio of people who are so, awful to humanity.
Oh, you mean people that say things like God is love and then advocate for the dismembership and murder of babies in the womb? Is that good for humanity? Oh, I forgot. You guys are sheepish on abortion too.
That is where I think the church steps in and we say, if it doesn't look and sound like Jesus, it's not Christian.
But you don't consistently. I think it's interesting that you use the word church. Are you willing to admit that liberal Christians are not Christians? And if they are Christians, why don't you call them out?
I don't remember the Biden administration making that claim for itself.
I don't believe you. So, according to the Holy Post, moral evils only matter if Jesus' name is used to justify them. Way to go, guys. You doubled down on people calling you out for your hypocrisy, and you ended up making it worse. Biden and Harris were literally in churches, giving speeches that were the equivalent of political rallies at that point, but they don't call it out. Stop taking these people seriously.